On today's first round KO, I have my wrestling buddies, the New Bullet Shield Day Club, in studio with me as we give our immediate reactions to Extreme Rules, the pay-per-view that just happened. It was a good one. Great conversation with all of them. Give it a listen. Let's get it.
Shock the system.
Welcome to the most must-hear WSUW sports podcast in history. Welcome to First Round KO. I am your host, KO, a.k.a. Howard J. Dingers, and I am joined by the New Bullet Shield Day Club plus Tom in Mr. Champion, new champion, Duncan. Now you're glad to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Mr. Money in the Bank, Josh.
What's going on?
Tom, hello.
I said one thing before this podcast started. Make sure you turn our mic on.
Yeah, I know.
And he said yes.
And he was like, I know, Tom.
Don't worry, I've done this before,
got it.
guys.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I got
Doesn't
it.
turn our fucking mic
Is
on.
your mic on?
Now.
Well, now it is.
Mr. Welcome back, Zachary Graceman.
Yeet.
And Mr. Welcome back, Gizmo.
How's it going?
Yeah, that was really good for an audio.
Damn,
podcast.
that was great
good
for an
visuals
audio.
for my
Everyone's
podcast. I love it. So today, we literally just got done watching WWE Extreme Rules. So we came straight to the studio to record this, our live reactions.
2, 1.
It sucks.
We'll get to that. We'll get
With
to
the
that.
reactions.
Immediately with the reactions. So let's go. We're going to go through every match. And we're just going to give some talking points about all of them. So the first match, the pre-show, the kickoff show started off with... What?
The segment?
I'm going to.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
He knows what he's
Now
doing.
we just recorded and ruined the medal.
Okay, we can restart.
Fuck it. Start it over.
Andrade Cien Almas took on Sin Cara to kick off the kickoff show.
What?
Yep.
I think my favorite thing about this match is I don't think Duncan and I even watched this match.
I don't think any
I
of
don't
us
think we-
watched
'cause
it.
we
I
got
know
most of
I
us.
didn't watch it.
Because we got to the house and then all of a sudden we were like, everyone make your picks. I don't think I saw a second of this match.
Yeah.
The Sin Cara has pretty much been that for the
Yeah.
past month or two.
Yeah.
Anytime Sin Cara has been a part of a match, that's pretty much what it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this feud sucks because they debuted Andrade with the feud, and then Sin Cara got hurt.
Yeah.
So like,
It's-
And then they just
and then they
decided to
literally announced
throw
this
it,
match.
yeah.
I think it was Friday morning
Yeah.
or Friday afternoon. They were like, "Hey, pre-show match."
So
yeah,
a few
Tom.
days before
Wait.
the event.
Sin Cara got hurt? Since when?
That's
Which
just
time?
happened.
This is the new Sin Cara. This is Unico.
Right, it's not Unico.
No, it is Unico.
Oh, it is.
The other one was
Okay.
like Sin Cara, but then they fired him, and now it's Hunico with the Sin Cara mask.
Still real to me.
So it's a
Wait,
different.
what?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a
do you
different
think
guy.
he just randomly got an arm tattoo?
I
After
thought
he broke his
always
thumb?
had.
Once
I
again,
feel
once
like
again,
that just
Kyle,
happens.
I did not watch the match.
That's fair.
I had no.
No, yeah, I mean, this happened. This probably happened like 4 years ago.
Alberto Del Rio was
yeah.
still at the company.
Well, then I
It's
definitely.
it's not a terribly recent.
I say that because I remember the match where he got fired. Like, he went to, like, dive off the rope, hit his thumb on the rope, broke his thumb.
Yeah.
And then he made, like, the ref throw up the X, and they had to
He
call
didn't
the
want
match.
to finish the match because
He
he broke
refused
his
to continue.
thumb.
And then the
Yeah.
next day it was like, Sin Cara fired. But then Sin Cara was still there, so...
People were like, "Oh wait, he's not fired, but wait, he is at the same time."
Weird, you have a tattoo, you're not as athletic, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So yeah, like we said, no one really watched this match. It should be an entertaining match though, because Andrade had a 5-star match earlier in this year with Johnny Gargano,
True.
which was fantastic.
with
And
Johnny.
Sin Cara's not terrible. Like their match on SmackDown last week was actually pretty good. So like if they would have given this time and maybe more spots, it would have been nice. If it would have had a freaking stipulation at Extreme Rules.
And I mean, 7 minutes for a match.
Okay, well, we
The
can't.
first match of the night.
all of these, okay.
For all
Yeah.
of these matches going under 10 minutes, we can't really be mad that
That's
like,
true.
one match isn't.
I know.
So-
well, I was gonna say that,
So,
but I was gonna
also
say
real
it
quick, I'm going to introduce a new segment to the show.
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
So when I play video games, mostly
When you do
when I do
anything.
anything and I get upset, I seem to always say that I'm mad about it.
Yeah.
I
Mad
just
about
punched
it.
my desk.
I do that as
I'm
well,
so
and
mad
I think I
about
picked that up from
Yeah,
you.
probably. So new segment on the show, hashtag mad about it. And I'm hashtag mad about the fact that all of these matches were so short.
The
mad about
only matches that weren't like under 9 minutes were Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, and then the last 3 or 4 matches.
Yeah.
I don't think there was enough back and forth to really make up for the whole event.
I don't
think so either.
The back and forth Roman and Lashley match, it was decent. It wasn't a bad match, but there's so much back and forth that we're expecting. We're expecting such a huge moment.
Yep. And
And
it's
it's
just
really
doesn't
just
happen,
underwhelming
yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
It's really underwhelming by the time we get to the end.
Tom and then Josh. Yeah.
It's just not that, like, I'm not necessarily mad about the time of the matches. I'm mad at how many of the matches were that short.
Yeah.
Because when you look back
Right.
at great classic pay-per-views, you still had the 7-minute
had the
matches,
couple-
the 5-minute matches,
I
the backstage
agree.
things nobody cared about.
Like, there's a place
but
for
the
that.
title matches were
Need
30
to
minutes
be-
at
Yeah.
least. Exciting moments, not a quick,
You can't have more than half of the matches be that short.
This was a very short pay-per-view.
It was.
It was.
It was very simple.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we
Here's-
got out. We got here very early tonight.
Yeah, we got
compared to what
Josh.
we thought.
Yeah.
What's
Here's
up,
my
Tom?
thing about this. All of a sudden, like they were like, "Hey, we're gonna bring it back so that both brands are on a pay-per-view." If
The
you're
best of
gonna,
both
if, oh
worlds.
god,
You're good.
if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do that, don't have 12 matches on the card, and then make like what 8 or 9 matches be under 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I would rather have good matches and a
Like
and
7 or 8,
yeah,
9
yeah,
maybe.
7 or 8, like 4 from each or something,
Yeah.
and have them be longer matches than have like a bunch of different
Yes.
matches that aren't going to be as memorable, and are only like under 10 minutes or 8 seconds. How long was the Shinsuke match?
6
Six
seconds.
Yeah.
6
See,
seconds.
that's the
here's the-
major
That was
problem.
but that was
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Zach?
But that's like the major problem with what WWE is doing, like over the past 2 years, is that they're trying to cram in
Yes.
every single possible thing that they could, possibly do
As many
Yeah.
details.
into
Yeah.
3 hours for Raw or however. SmackDown's 2 hours. Is it 3 hours now?
2 hours.
It
It's
will
the-
be when they
yeah,
go
okay.
Fox, but
Yeah.
not
So, and 2 hours for SmackDown. And then for the pay-per-views, what they've been doing, 7 hours for a fucking pay-per-view.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's you don't. First off, you don't need to have 20 matches in one
Yeah,
night.
exactly.
Where NXT has 5 matches
I was gonna say,
every single time, and it's gorgeous.
When this conversation comes up, I always refer back to NXT because NXT never has more than 5 matches. They always have 5. Like Adam Cole didn't defend his North American Championship at the last takeover because they had 5 matches set. They didn't have a feud for Cole. That's fine.
Yeah.
Leave him off so that he can have a bigger feud somewhere and not a throwaway.
It
match
gives you
somewhere.
time to build,
You give
too.
more
Yeah.
time for
Yeah.
every match. Too.
His-
Like every match because they're all either championship matches or single matches that put you in line for championship
Yeah,
matches.
for sure.
To be fair, though,
They're all big fights.
Adam Cole's rival right now is Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and it's great.
So-
Hashtag notice me, Pat McAfee.
Hashtag notice me.
Do we want to go on to
Yeah,
the,
we're gonna
the
go.
next
So
match?
yeah, Andrade beat
Continue
Sin
on the
Cara.
card
It was
here.
alright. Sanity then took on the New Day in a tables match.
In a very
This
short
match
match.
was
Yeah,
only
again.
8 minutes.
Only 8 minutes long.
Although for this pay-per-view, that's about average.
For the pre-show, I expected a short match. I was hoping
I
for
was hoping at least 10 minutes.
an elimination match.
Yeah.
Each member gets thrown through, and they continue the match.
At least it was Tornado though.
At
I
least it
was
Tornado.
exciting to
I
see
will
when
say that.
I remember we were all talking, is this going to be Tornado? If it's not Tornado, it's going to
Yes.
be bad. And it was Tornado, but they didn't use that to the best of their ability. We sat down to watch this match, and it was like we were like, okay, the New Day versus Sandy. This is going to be a really good match. 2 very good tag teams.
Yeah.
2 of probably the best in the company right now. And
We're more than capable.
who are
for
more
putting
than
on good
capable.
matches.
At least a good 20-minute match. With these 2 teams, they could have done that easily.
Absolutely.
They could have teased so many spots.
Absolutely.
They could have, and like Duncan was saying, if we just made it elimination, even that alone would have made the match a million times
Absolutely.
They had
better.
a very
for
good
sure.
SummerSlam match. They had a really good summer
New Day, yeah.
New Day.
Yeah.
WrestleMania match. They were able to take the pre-card, the
Yeah.
pre-show, and just make it their own.
Make it.
They
Well,
were able
and
to just take
Yeah,
over.
and they
the
made
pre-show.
it, yeah.
Here's my thing. I don't think I will ever be able to watch a Sandy match without looking at Killian Dane's hairy shoulders.
That's true.
Okay, but that's the point of Killian Dane. Everyone complains about
But
this.
it's
He's supposed to
disgusting.
be hairy and gross.
He looks like he's covered in lice.
He's supposed to be hairy. He's a heel.
It
He's
looks
supposed to be
like
hairy
it
and
looks
gross.
like he was like, I'm gonna roll around in a vat of ants before this match starts.
and then do a halfly Brazilian wax.
And then like
As long as he gets the A-Train chance, I don't have a problem issue with it. As long as he gets the train your back A-Train chance, I don't have an issue. He needs to look strong throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to always have a hairy back, but he needs to always be dominant.
Yeah.
He always to always be dominant.
And I think they did a decent, like, this was a basic match. Like, New Day got the the early jump, and then Sanity dominated, and then New Day started to make a comeback, and then Sanity won.
Well,
So it was a
still no
WWE
Nikki
match.
Cross.
Yeah, it was
Well,
like I said, very basic.
Still no Nikki Cross.
Still no
which
Nikki
is
Cross,
interesting
which is
to me.
weird. It's really weird.
I don't know if they really view her as like a plan, like a long term.
I hope.
They're
I
gonna
hope they
hold
do.
her
It's
as the
fun.
champion plan, or is there just gonna
She's really
see
good.
her?
I mean,
She's very
as-
entertaining. She's a decent wrestler,
Oh, yeah,
especially
absolutely.
with
She's-
the character that she
Yeah,
is.
she's gonna
Absolutely.
take the title off of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, she's
Oh
gonna be the
my
Universal
God.
champion for sure.
Okay, but I mean, I know I said like this match flew by, and I felt like almost we missed this match. But I mean, the ending. Did anyone else like actually see the ending of this match?
I saw
Yeah.
somebody go through the table. I heard
So
the
so
bell ring.
no.
I
So
think
what?
I was taking a dump
What
on
had
this.
happened was I think it was what's his name? Alexander Wolf.
Wolf,
Yeah, Alexander Wolf was. Kofi was on the outside of the apron, and then Alexander Wolf was on the inside. There's a table sitting outside, and they were both hanging onto the top rope. And Kofi's like about to fall. And this went on. It had to have been at least a minute and a half that this went on. And they were battling, swinging at each other for a minute and a half, and then finally Eric Young climbs on the top rope, jumps off, and puts Kofi through the table.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the match.
Yep.
It wasn't, like, in tables matches, I feel like you have to tease it. I mean, you can, they
I don't
did
think
tease
there
it.
were many. Were there a couple teases?
There really wasn't.
Okay,
That
that's
was
what I thought.
really the only one, and it ended up being the actual finish to the match. And you need to tease things
That's
more
just
than that.
lazy
I mean,
writing.
Yeah, and it's just like, and that's the end of the match. Like we said, the New Day versus Sanity should have been a lot
Should be
better.
so good.
It should have been a lot
I kind
better.
of hope they continue the feud, make it more of a blood feud, and do it right at SummerSlam.
I
I
hope
think
so.
some of my favorite matches that I've ever watched have been like New Day and the Usos.
Yeah.
Those have
yeah.
been
They have-
fantastic
yes,
matches.
honestly.
My favorite match that I have watched within like the past year was the New Day Uso match in the steel cage when it was Xavier Woods and Kofi versus the
believe,
UFO.
yeah.
Usos.
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a
Yeah.
Cell. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
That was
That's
phenomenal.
so back
That
and
was
forth.
Such
Yeah.
a good
It
match.
You don't know
So
who's gonna
good.
be
Well,
in
and-
the match.
We
And
didn't
that's
know
the
who was
thing
gonna
about
win.
that was every match with the New Day and the Usos. We would watch those matches, and I remember we would always be so into it, and that doesn't happen anymore in the
No.
WWE.
You have something special with them, especially and right now, obviously, you don't need to put New Day over because they've had their time in the sun.
Yeah.
They have-
but they can put a good match on with Sanity
yeah.
They can put a
to
match
show
on with
what
anybody.
Sanity can do and to
Yeah.
make them the
thing-
next big
the
thing.
thing about like the New Day is like they have a great gimmick
They do.
and they're fantastic in the ring.
Yeah.
And like
Every
in all
one of them
honesty-
too. It's not even
Yeah,
just
no,
one
yeah,
or
like
two.
even if it's like everyone expects it to be Big E and then someone else.
And then-
but if it's
yeah,
just like Xavier
yeah,
Woods
Biggie and Kofi for the most
Yeah.
part.
yeah,
but-
it's usually that. But even
Yeah.
just putting Xavier in there, he's
Yeah.
phenomenal. It's
Xavier's
great.
become a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
Can I say I prefer Kofi and Xavier? Over
I
Big E and
also
somebody
do.
else?
I mean,
Tag match? Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
prefer Big E and Xavier.
I love Big E though.
I like
think
Kofi.
Biggie's-
I've
I
had
think
too
I think
much of
Kofi would be a lot. I think that they should actually split them up though and give them each their own.
I
spot.
think Big E. No, I think Big E should be a singles competitor, and I think Kofi and Xavier.
Xavier
I
should
don't,
stay the
and
same.
see that's the thing. I don't think they need to split up. They should just
He can still
venture
be part of
off
New Day,
and like
but
they
just have
should
a singles
just
group. It can be like the Shield.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
type of
Roman
thing.
and
Yeah.
Seth were tag champs,
Yes.
and Dean was the U.S.
You
champ.
still have
New
the
Day,
main
the new
component
Shield.
Yeah.
chasing towards the main title. Of course, you're not gonna like bring them down. You're not gonna drag them down. Into
But
the
you
main
have
title.
your backup too.
You
at the
have
same
your
time.
backup.
Yeah.
They're chasing towards the tag titles. They're chasing towards whatever tag team is
Yeah.
is controlling the brand.
Yeah.
Whether it is, they're controlling them. They're going after them.
Yeah.
They have their target
Yeah.
that they're going after.
Yeah. And what I also think would be kind of interesting, I mean, I feel like this is something that WWE has not even begun to think about. But I mean, I've thought about this a few times. I don't even know if I've ever brought this up to you guys before, but I feel like somehow, some way, if they could make a heel New Day, these guys just like keeping their same gimmick where they're all happy and everything.
They were heel at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like
Their
they
first title reign.
Instead
Yeah.
of like pancakes, it's like ninja stars.
well,
Just-
not,
Oh, yeah.
not that extreme.
Into the crowd. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I just feel like they could probably do something where the New Day is. I mean, I guess that did kind of already happen.
Right.
But I mean, like more to a further extent.
And
I think they should
I
do.
think it worked too. From
Yeah.
what I remember, it worked.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
As far as I know, with the Uso Penitentiary,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
worked
Well,
I was always hyped up when they would come out and bring out the Uso.
And that's the kind of thing, if they feel like New Day has run its course, then yes, you either have Big E do a singles career, do Xavier a singles career, something,
Or
put them in
all
the
of
U.S. title picture, or you turn them heel. You just change.
My
You got to
only
change something
thing
up.
Is who do they challenge at this point?
They
don't.
With the Uso titles, it's all heels in the tag division.
Yeah.
There's nobody that they can just go after.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
New Day, I think they're going to become the bar where they're going to like be off TV for a while,
Yeah.
which is okay.
And they're just stuck.
Perfectly okay.
So we kind of got on a slightly different topic, but I was going to go back to
Yeah.
the split up part. When they split up,
Yeah.
don't have one of them keep that gimmick.
Yeah.
Don't
I
have
would
one of
agree.
them be Roman Reigns to the Shield,
Yeah.
right?
Well, see, I
feel
think
who
the song,
would do
keep
that
the
would be
best.
Big E.
Because
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
be Big E.
Yeah.
It would be
was
Big E,
stuck.
and it would ruin Big E.
He
Yeah.
was just trapped.
Or-
Always
I don't
in
know about
that
that. I don't know about that. I think they would let Xavier keep it.
Yeah.
He would have the trombone.
I don't. Yeah.
But
He
I,
would-
but
I-
I agree with Tom.
it
They
would still ruin
shouldn't
Xavier.
do that. It would ruin
No, I
whoever
agree, I
takes
agree,
it
I
with
agree.
them.
Or-
I think they would try and push Big E with someone else. I think they would give like if we're like giving
Big E
them a
was good
parallel.
as the
I want them.
Yeah,
I
if
want
they're-
them. Yeah, no, go ahead.
If
I'll
they're
go
giving
ahead.
them the parallel, if we're giving them the parallel as like
Yeah.
the Shield and like
Yeah.
someone's getting stuck with the gimmick, if anyone's gonna be Roman, it's gonna be Xavier. If anyone's gonna be Seth,
think
it's
so,
gonna
yeah.
be Big E.
Yeah.
And if you disperse it so nobody keeps it,
Yeah.
if they get back together, it's gonna make a much bigger pop. It's gonna be like, oh my
The
gosh!
New
like-
Day's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I almost feel like if that does happen, if and when, as you were saying, I would love to see Kofi go back to being
Jamaican.
I would love to see that.
boom. I miss that so much.
If one day he
Trouble
was just
in
like,
Paradise,
oh my God,
like
they
that
could
was
see
so
that again.
good.
They could
They
do a
just
spot
give
where like he gets hit in the head so
Yeah.
hard that he turns back in Jamaican or something.
Kofi sells so well too, so he
does.
could definitely
No,
do
he goes
that.
back in time and gets
New Day, we have a bobsled team.
That's enough of sanity. That's enough of the kickoff show. So
Yeah.
We
yeah,
got
sanity-
some
sanity
team.
is done. So then the actual card started off with the B team taking on the Raw Tag Team Champions of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, the Deleter of Worlds. And the B team won.
The
I
B team
wanna-
The B
consists
team are the
of
new Raw Tag Team
consists
champions.
of
The B
Prince
team
Axel
is
and Bo Dallas.
yeah, Bo Dallas.
It's gotten to the point where
Pinfall
like,
victory.
Yeah.
yeah, a clean victory.
it's gotten to the point where
The
they're
Miz Taraj has won.
they're like, oh dang, we're selling B team shirts. They should have the title. Like,
Well, are
that's
they
what
even
it's-
selling them now though?
Apparently, yeah. No,
Which
they
is
are.
okay, by the way, stupid because you can literally make that shirt with a Sharpie
But
and
you're
a
gonna
shit.
have
With
you're
the
gonna
B
have the
team,
stands
yes.
that are gonna buy the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, like me. It's already on its way.
Yeah, exactly.
The difference being
If we bought it during the
What was the
pandemic.
other one you got for $1?
Rusev Day.
Oh, good. Okay.
Rusev Day.
I'm gonna make it
Okay,
into a
but
cutout.
Yeah, Duncan.
Yeah.
The only difference being them actually having fans supporting them and
Yeah.
being like, I'm gonna be with them, whether it's a meme or whether they genuinely believe that they're gonna win the titles.
Right.
Fans believe in them.
Yeah.
They got a pop when they got
believe.
that pinfall victory. It was a clean pinfall victory.
Yeah.
Fans genuinely believed in them that they were
Yeah.
going to win the title, and they were happy that they won the title.
Which is weird too because they did a very I'll get to you in a sec, Tom. They did a very unnatural build to this feud because normally you have this kind of Cinderella story where they're winning these fluke matches and they keep winning and they keep winning.
They keep
And then
winning,
when they get
which
to
they-
the actual big match, they don't. They
Then they
fall
lose.
They
short.
kind of did that, but like you said, they didn't fall
But they
short.
won.
Yeah, they
like,
didn't fall
they,
short.
They
They
kept
won.
the B team is undefeated right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
So
crazy.
I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Yeah, Tom. what was you-
So I brought this up on our last podcast. Or last one I was on, I guess.
It was the last
the
one.
last
Yeah.
podcast.
Okay. So it
Well, hey, just
you not
making
listen?
sure, all right?
He's just trying to keep up with the meta, guys.
yeah, the meta. All right. So
The meta.
sure they call themselves the best team.
No.
I'm new to WWE. I turn on the TV and I see these guys running around saying, "We're the B team
Yeah.
and we're the champions."
But the
I'm gonna be like, "Wow,
Okay,
those belts
okay.
don't mean shit."
They literally,
Here's the
but-
thing.
okay, Bo, hold on. Bo literally says the B stands for best. He says that every time. The back of the
Best
shirt
team.
says it.
But
So,
if you see it going, hey, we're the
I
B
agree.
team.
I agree.
Right, it's like
But
we're
it's a
the
silly
we're the
wrestling
second
gimmick.
best.
No,
So-
if we're talking like that, I think the New Day, if they had the titles, would be equally as like, what the
is the
fuck?
New
It is.
And
It
we
still is.
Because
Yeah,
of the New Day.
insanity.
Like, we go
Because we're like,
with
oh, these
the-
guys are cool.
Can we talk about the name Sanity real quick?
Doesn't make sense
Sanity.
at
No.
all. They are not sane. They
They're
are
not
not.
sane.
They
Dude,
are
that's the
literally
point,
the
bro.
literal fucking opposite of
I have
sane.
a second.
Yes,
one,
Tom.
too. So is this gonna grow into a bigger feud, or
No.
what's happening with the leader of worlds now? What was the whole point of
Nothing.
it?
They can break up.
Most
They can have
likely
another. They can have another compound.
They
match.
don't
See, I don't want
They
that.
don't need to either, but that's what they're gonna do.
They
They
can just
could-
break up and like go their separate ways.
Honestly,
Why do we have to have a feud between them? Why can't they just
could
break
split
up?
them up. Have
Because that's
have-
not
what would
how
you do
wrestling
with
I know, but I
Bray
want to
Wyatt
see that.
again?
I want to just see them be like, you know what, we've had our time.
Because I can
Let's
see
go.
Matt Hardy coming back and just being like, all right, I'm gonna delete somebody else.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do with Bray Wyatt
Well,
now? I was like, oh, I'm
you
back
just
to being
delete
this
him.
guy.
Here's the
He's
same
gonna
shit
delete-
he's
he's
been
gonna
doing.
delete him.
Here's the
gonna
thing.
delete
Basically,
Bray
he doesn't
first.
fit in with the rest of the titles
Yes,
that Matt
Josh.
Hardy's going for.
Here's the thing with Bray. He's got JoJo. He doesn't need anything.
Yeah,
He doesn't need a title.
And his brother's got the title, so he's good. You can just buy it back.
His brother has the
I
tag team
legitimately
titles.
think tomorrow night on Raw. Well, tonight on Raw, we'll see. The Deleters of the World. I think they'll probably get their rematch or something like this week or next week. But then I think the B team are going to build a feud with either the Revival or the Authors of Pain for SummerSlam, and then whoever
To end
faces
up
them
losing the titles at SummerSlam.
will win that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Kyle.
I feel like if any team could pull off, like Zach was saying, the break where there's no feud, nothing like that, I think it could be the Deleters of Worlds. I honestly do. Because the way they could do this is you have Woken Matt Hardy. He could be like, we are no longer able to exist on the same plane. We must part ways or something like that. And then they just part ways.
Yeah.
It's just simple as
Same with
that.
Bray Wyatt, they just split apart.
Yeah, like they're just
Yeah.
it's kind of like Fast and Furious where they
Which,
But you've already established that on separate planes, if this were to happen,
yeah.
that they can't coexist either.
Okay, but
So what do you do there?
You drown him in the lake.
Keep them fighting again?
I understand what you're saying, and they very well could do that. But this is WWE. We're talking.
they're
not
not
gonna
going
do
to.
it.
A
I
tag
mean,
team is going to break up, and they're going to feud.
yeah, we're not saying that it will happen. We're just saying that we want it
could
to
happen.
happen.
This
At least
is-
that's what I'm saying.
This
I
is
don't
what
know.
most wrestling conversations come down to. We would love for this to happen,
But God
we
knows it's
know
not.
for
We know that
it would be
Vince is
sure
just
that it's
like-
not going
to
to.
make each
Like, we
step
know.
happen along the way.
Yeah.
It would be too difficult to make each tag team
Tag team.
each tag team
Yeah.
combine along the way. It would be too difficult to make
Roz.
each small part along the way make it happen in the entire big picture to make it happen.
Yeah.
It would be too difficult.
I feel as if the tag division as a whole went from being really good to really small
Yeah.
to overflowing.
Yeah.
So
Well, because, I mean, I know we all used to talk about, I mean, I kind of see where you're coming from, because we all used to talk about, why don't they just throw two random guys together now, like
Yes.
they used to do,
We
and
always
have them
wanted
feud for the
that.
titles. But
We
now
have
that
so
it's
many of
happening,
those.
it's like, why?
With-
Like, we're just like, why is this a thing?
We
Like,
literally
like,
have
it's
the
because-
bar. We have the Deleters of World.
Yeah.
We
The
have
B
B
team.
team.
Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. They throw them together. We're like, why?
Braun Strowman and Nicholas.
Yeah.
Why would they throw them together? That doesn't
The best
make any
tag team
sense.
champs.
But they want a tag team match. Why does that make any sense? They're
Yeah.
just bringing them together.
Exactly.
my exception with that is the bar because they built that correctly.
No, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
There was
Absolutely.
a storyline. That was
They're
just
like,
here's
fine,
the
we
thing.
can't beat each other. Let's
But here's
Yeah.
the thing, then why?
They got their title match.
Yeah.
If you
Tag
do
team
that
match.
once, like you put like a good thing together and you see that it works, don't
Then they.
they could do it again, but they
But-
haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, but doing that, that's when you get like desensitized to it, and that's what we see a
right.
lot with WWE of them seeing is like that worked once. I just keep doing it,
I
keep
mean-
doing it, keep
Yeah.
doing it.
Like,
it made money
With
once,
the
we can do it
Deleter of
again.
Worlds,
But
you
yeah,
force them
yeah.
together.
And it's so annoying
It works.
because it happens.
The Deleter of Worlds, they have their own nag.
And there was a
Same
story
tag
behind
team
it
that
too.
works.
Yeah.
There was a story behind it.
Also, like during that like little feud between like the bar, like I remember like our group in specifically like we were a little bit split on like what we thought.
Yeah.
But during it, we were like, why is this happening again?
It was the
Like
seven,
it was
the,
like
the series
yeah,
of seven.
Yeah, it was a series of 7. We're all just sitting here going, "This is stupid.
Like,
Why?
yeah.
Why is this
We know
happening?"
what
And
the
now we're
outcome
like,
is gonna be.
Yeah.
and now like we got you two posting pictures going, "We're at the bar" because you guys love them.
Well, that's because
and it's like
when they came
yeah.
together as it like
Yes,
Tom
it
said,
worked.
they
Dude,
built it
one of
so
my-
well.
Yeah.
One of my favorite like little bits that WWE has ever done. It was like Sheamus and Cesaro at a bar.
Yeah,
Yes.
a bar fight.
It
Yeah.
was the
That was
bar fight. And
That was one of the
amazing.
turning points of the.
They
That
both
was
got like
honestly
a
the
pint
turning
of Guinness because like Sheamus is Irish and they're like, oh, we're gonna appeal to them, and he's like drinking the Guinness, and then
We're gonna
like all of a
appeal to
sudden
those
they got
Irish
in a
folk.
fight, and then they looked at each other and like, oh, you're not so different from me
Yeah.
after all.
That was honestly the turning point because it was entertaining too.
And that's
Yeah.
honest.
Exactly,
That's them
like-
being themselves
Yes,
with
like when
each
you,
other.
when you get
Drinking.
like a pair the work like that it's gonna be good, but it's probably gonna be like 1 in a million. Like,
Yeah.
because they're pretty,
This is
they're
one.
good.
Yeah.
They were the champs for a while, and then they're like, let's do that with the two people that are like weirdly obsessed with demons, the
Yeah.
deleter.
Or like in those weird
And then they're like,
seconds.
yeah, this will work. And then now that we're like into it, we're like,
Tom.
But like again with the bar, they put them together, and it's not like it was completely functional from the beginning.
Yeah,
No.
It was very
always that
dysfunctional.
awkward
So like
thing.
it took a while for them to be like, we are the bar, have like coexisting costumes and all that
Once
stuff.
they came up with an actual tag team name though, like once they stuck with it, they became
Because they were Sheamus and Cesaro
Yeah.
for a while.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Sheamus
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Okay.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
We got way off topic. Sheamus and Cesaro weren't even on this card.
We started talking about tag team division.
I know.
It's still on the topic.
I'm aware. The next match
Got
was
it.
Stephanie McMahon's personally appointed Constable of Raw, Baron
Alexa.
Corbin,
And what does
the
Constable
definition
mean?
of Constable.
versus Finn Balor.
Yeah.
This one was
Alexa.
difficult to
Actually
kind of
know
take
what
in
happened.
because it ended with a roll up. Any match that ends with a roll up
Honestly, though.
is hard to digest.
Yeah.
Of, like,
Just
what
simply
happened.
because of how it ended.
Because like, what does that do for either person?
Nothing.
Here's
It
the
really
thing.
It makes Baron look bad, and like
It makes Finn look like
couldn't
he's
win.
yeah.
Look,
Finn
okay,
couldn't win.
He caught
He had to roll up.
that stretch. Like, he caught Baron Corbin in that pin, but that's it.
Yeah.
He caught him, but that's all we can say about it.
Yeah.
He caught him.
I don't think he did.
He didn't
anything
hit
for either
any
one.
moves.
He didn't
Finn
hit
Balor
Rock-
the
yeah,
jobber.
He didn't hit the 1976, whatever they call that move now with the Bloody Sunday and all that.
Oh, the Blink 182.
Blink 182. As far as I know, he didn't hit that move throughout
What?
the entire match.
To be fair, it was like a little
It was
glitchy the whole time.
about 500 minutes.
Yeah.
500 minutes. All the pre-show matches were
It
This
was-
match was 8 minutes 20.
8 minutes.
but still,
This is the match that we were arguing over what the definition of Constable
Yep.
was.
Yeah, for the entirety
and
of
we
the
spent
match.
The most majority of
And
the time.
it was
we were
tough to
talking,
define.
yeah, and we were talking about Finn Balor, and Kyle brought up the fact that on Raw, apparently Finn Balor was just declared a jobber because he came out to break up the fight between Roman Reigns and
then-
Bobby
Finn
Lashley.
Balor,
But then
as
Corbin
did
was
Finn
also-
Balor.
Yeah, and then I find out 2 minutes later, he says Baron Corbin was also out there.
Corbin's also a jobber.
They
So
also-
what
they
I'm saying is it's
control-
completely irrelevant.
Dude, he's the Constable of Raw. Show
See,
him some
that's the-
respect.
That's the thing. He is a jobber, but he's not because he's gotten
He's not a
authority.
jobber.
Because
No,
he has
he's
that
not a
title.
jobber.
You can't be
He's
a jobber and also
considered-
not a jobber.
You can be.
You can't because
He's
the
literally
same,
just a
you literally are
smaller-
saying he's
I'm
not
also
one.
against
You
that.
just
Shit.
get fluke wins.
He
You
took
beat
that
people
title
up,
from
you don't get
Stephanie
real
McMahon.
wins.
Yeah.
He added nonsense. He added that reason that means absolutely
The
nothing.
reason?
The reason that it means absolutely nothing.
He's got
Mommy
measles.
baby.
It means absolutely nothing to Baron Corbin at the end of the day, but he can add that just because. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Okay, Constable Baron Corbin. Just add a little bit of meaning to that match.
Yeah,
Just
there was no.
because.
Yeah, I
He would've
guess.
kept
I
it-
That's
kept his
the
hair.
only thing.
If he would have kept his hair, could have been a hair versus hair
see,
match.
we've-
All the figures we have at Marshall's.
Why are
have
you so
long hair,
obsessed
Baron
with his
Corbin.
hair versus hair match? I'm sorry, but
There
why?
would have been stakes to the match.
But like,
Okay,
what? there's
but
not.
it's
much-
not like
there's
Finn
not
has a
much
lot of
space
hair to
for, like
lose.
Finn's hair.
Think about this though, because think about this exact match.
Hair.
If it's hair versus hair, Finn gets that roll up, and then it's a huge
And
pop
then
because
Finn
it's like,
ends
oh,
up
Finn
looking
just
like
stole it.
Kyle.
Now he gets to
Plus
shave his
his
head.
long
Yeah,
hair.
but Finn would have had to have won.
And he
Because
did.
I
Whether
know.
it was a part
But
of the
Well,
match.
Baron
Exactly.
was like hella
Like-
balding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared. I'd been like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
He already had like the
I think just
grossest
because-
hairline in the WWE.
Just because they add that part of the match, it just adds to it a little bit.
It adds
Yeah.
to
The
the
little
because
bit-
this match had 2 weeks of build in 2 5-minute segments,
and to be-
and it
yeah.
was Baron saying that he's tall and Finn is short.
I would
That's
also-
literally what they said.
No
Majority
way,
of
they really
WWE.
add-
I'm not kidding.
Here's
you.
the thing.
Ad
I
versus
had
ad
no
match.
idea what the
Yes.
build up to this
That
match
was the build.
and you're telling me
The
right
thing-
now that it was because
Baron said that he
Baron
was a
said
big
that he
dude,
was
and
tall.
that he said Finn's short. Yes,
Get
Kyle.
out,
The
Jesus.
thing that the thing about the hair versus hair match. I mean, yeah, I'm not about that idea. I don't enjoy it, but at the same time, building up to this pay-per-view, the entire time there's no stipulation. There's no stipulation.
There needs
There's
to be a
no
match.
stipulation. So if they throw any stipulation on any of these matches, I guarantee every single one of us would be happier with this pay-per-view. Any stipulation on any of it.
I'm not saying that a hair versus hair match would have been perfect. It wouldn't have been the main event of the show. It would have added something to this feud. You could have put heat on Baron Corbin and got Finn Balor over a little more. That's all I'm saying.
Could have
You
gotten
think
him
about
started.
the hair versus hair match. You had Kurt Angle versus Edge. Edge literally shaved Kurt Angle's head and made him bald. That's what you get for a hair versus hair match. Go back a little bit more, you
And he's
get
never grown it back.
Hornswoggle versus what was it? I can't remember his name.
Donald
Unico?
Trump.
Maybe.
Unico, he played the little person gimmick with the
Oh, the El Torito? Is that what you're talking about?
El Torito.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yes.
The little bull guy
Yes.
who was
They
with
did
the
a hair versus hair
Matadores.
match?
They had a hair versus hair match on the pre-show. That was a match on the pre-show. Hornswoggle ended up getting his head completely shaved.
It just
The
adds
last
a
one,
little fun.
the last one that I remember is NXT, Enzo Amore versus Chris Parker.
I don't remember that.
With the
CJ
dreads.
Parker,
the
not Chris
long,
Parker. CJ
the
Parker.
long dreads.
Yeah, the long
Yes.
dreads, and he got shaved
That was
off.
after that, because they end up shaving his dreads off completely. He ends up leaving WWE. You have CJ Parker. You shave off his dreads completely.
Mhm.
He ends up going to.
He's a new guy at that point.
He ends up going to some other company. He
Promotion.
wasn't with TNA after that.
Yeah.
I think he is somewhere now.
I guess for
He's
me,
somewhere.
I've seen him around.
He's somewhere.
I've seen him.
the only
That's
hair
the point.
versus
He's
hair match I
somewhere.
ever cared about was when Vince McMahon and Donald
Oh, yeah.
Trump was involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Our
and-
president,
and it
our
was cool.
president was
And it
Donald
was
Trump.
It was
in a hair
also
versus hair
and it
match.
was also cool because it wasn't Vince McMahon versus Donald Trump.
It
They
was
were sitting on
Bobby
the
Lashley.
sidelines
Bobby Lashley
watching.
versus Umaga.
Versus
Yeah.
Umaga. In this huge
That's
match.
cool
representing-
because then you can cut to get the shots of both of their faces like, oh no, my guy's about to lose. I'm about to lose all my
Yes.
hair. Like
I'm just saying, in a singles match like this, where it was such a short build-up, I feel
Yeah.
like a hair versus hair match would have made me think both those guys were way more.
They had Eugene cut the hair. If you
I-
look back
but they
and
would've
watch the
built it
pay-per-view, you watch the pay-per-view, they had Shing hair, shoving things McMahon's McMahon's hair. That's all you need to know. McMahon hair.
And the
That's
other,
all you need to know.
the other point I'm just like
we need a shirt
trying to make is like,
hair.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you in any way.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that a stipulation is always the correct answer. Just build it better. Build it better, so it's more of a rivalry, and like have something like I'm better than you.
Do it better.
More
So, like, Seth
heat
Rollins versus
instead of
Dolph Ziggler. You just throw
I
the
flicked you
Iron
on the
Man
nose.
stipulation.
I'm mad. I'm gonna shave your
Next
fucking
match.
head.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make the match better.
Can I
It
just throw the
makes it
final,
worse.
final like thing on this match? Either build this feud better, or give it a stipulation.
Yes.
That's all you needed to do to make this match.
One or the other.
I don't
something
remember
good.
what
Yeah.
match. Finn and Baron.
The next
Right.
match is
Oh,
SmackDown
Lord.
Women's Championship. Carmella defending her title against Asuka with one James Ellsworth suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
For approximately like
How-
2 minutes.
How far into the match?
How long
was
was
it?
yeah? How long
Like,
was this match?
Shane Ellsworth comes.
Shane Ellsworth?
from the chair. How long was it? into the match?
Honestly,
How many
this match was 5 minutes.
It
and
was 5 minutes
25
and
seconds.
25
So
seconds.
about
So
2
I would
minutes.
assume
25 seconds.
Two or 3
3
minutes.
into
Yeah,
that.
2 or
probably.
3 minutes into the match, you have the stipulation hanging from the ceiling.
That's it.
Yeah.
It completely takes away from the match.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was
That's
bad. And we said it from the start because the cage was low, and we were like, okay,
We're like, oh, this is low. Something's happening.
something's gonna happen there. And then they lowered it some
Something
more,
happened.
and then the finish saw Carmella push Asuka into the bottom of the cage head first. They pinned her off of that.
and that was the pin. That's
was
all
it.
it takes is just her
It just
hitting head first off the cage,
Asuka-
and that's a 1-2-3 pin.
Asuka is dead.
Asuka is
Yes.
buried.
She's
We
buried.
talked about this even on Hawk Talk
We
after
talked about this
WrestleMania.
after
we were
WrestleMania.
like, as soon as Charlotte beat Asuka, she's dead. Asuka's nothing
know.
now. At
I-
this point,
She could. Okay, no.
I don't think
she
she-
could have been something.
Yeah.
Because then there's the whole. She
Rip
can actually
Asuka.
lose. If they would have booked it right,
Yeah,
they could have.
but they-
You know,
but they
now
didn't.
she's still a face, but she could be angry that she lost and be dominant again, but she can lose every once in a while. Yes, Tom. No way, you had your hand. up. Yeah, you go, Josh. Josh, go.
Here's my thing. I completely agree with you. After she lost to Charlotte, because here's my thing. Who else would she have lost to?
that's
Yeah.
what I was. That's
Charlotte
what I was
was at
saying.
WrestleMania.
I said that
And it
leading
was-
up
yeah,
the
and it was
entire
at
time.
WrestleMania.
The
Like, come
WrestleMania
on.
match.
It was
she
good.
fantastic.
In hindsight,
Fantastic.
that was good by itself.
But then the second they were like, she's gonna feud with Carmella,
No.
done,
Yeah.
done,
Dunzo.
So
means.
my thing on it was,
Dunzo Omori.
like we talked about on Hot Talk,
Yeah.
I was okay with it being to Charlotte,
Yeah.
right? Because otherwise you beat Charlotte.
It makes sense.
Who?
Yeah.
Becky?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have believed it. So like,
Ronda.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm
God.
sorry.
yeah, I know.
What?
But we're
You
done
It was
with
a
that.
joke.
So anyway, like that's fine. But then I think they just really booked themselves in a corner with, oh, hey, I'm Carmella, and I just cashed in on Charlotte and won after she just beat Asuka.
It was bad.
Like, the most indomitable woman right now, like, that was there. And then, boom. First loss, boom.
They have
Got
to
you.
continue with Charlotte. Oh, she has to beat Charlotte again to keep that
and she
title.
And then-
beat Charlotte fairly clean.
she beat
So-
Charlotte.
If you have someone that can beat Charlotte, and Charlotte beat you, but then you beat the person that beat Charlotte, it's just kind of like this weird of
I know.
how did this all map
I know.
out. So I think it's not Asuka's fault. I think they
Yeah.
just got really booked into a corner.
Yeah.
By adding Ellsworth to it now, I think is to make it so she's not as buried, but I still think it's pretty
It's
pathetic.
they still didn't book it right.
that's
And
because-
like you said, it's James Ellsworth having that stipulation took away from the match.
Oh,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like,
Like,
The
okay,
whole
I was about to
point-
go off on a tangent.
The whole
there.
okay,
No,
so
I
we're gonna
was
flip.
too.
We're done with Asuka. We're gonna flip to this other side of the match because Carmella before was a heel who we are told to like she's booked as a heel who can't wrestle. She has to cheat to win,
Which was good.
and she was doing that without a manager. She was
Yes.
doing that without a manager, so like it was shaky at times. Now she has James Ellsworth, so that I think again. But I think that's good for her character. She can use Ellsworth to cheat, but they still haven't used it right.
I
don't.
just because it's
Yeah,
Ellsworth. Like,
Ellsworth's
I
been
know,
entertaining. though.
I know,
Shit,
like,
Ellsworth and
you
Carmella
and-
have been entertaining.
you and I have
She made
like
him
talked
a
about
human
this.
dog.
Yeah,
That
you
was
and
the
I,
first time.
you
We
and
don't-
I
we
have
don't
talked
talk
about
about
this where it's like I would just say it's like I don't like Ellsworth, and you
I
say,
know.
well, he's
I don't like him
entertaining.
either.
Yeah.
Well, you say, yeah, he's entertaining. I personally don't find him entertaining
Yeah.
because he
He's
takes away
annoying. Yeah.
from everything.
Yeah.
Like
They're
it's
not
like
taking it
tonight.
seriously.
Yeah.
Tonight
Have you
instead of
watched
watching
Raw?
wrestling,
Have you watched
you were
SmackDown?
watching this doofy ass turtle
I
man
agree with
hanging
that.
from a cage.
Right.
Like it's like
Okay. They
don't
I
take
wanted
that part
I wanted to
seriously.
see an actual like championship match or title match. Like I wanted to see that, but what I saw was like no chinned man falling out of a cage. Well, I don't want to see him.
I agree,
Like,
but have you watched any of the segments on SmackDown since he's come back?
but that doesn't
They're not
matter
that
to me.
great.
Like
They're
that doesn't.
entertaining.
Okay,
he's getting heat
but
as
when
a
it-
heel,
but
and
when it
as a
come-
chicken shit heel. Which
But
is
when
just-
it comes to a match, I don't want to see
I
more
agree.
entertainment. Like
I'm just
I want to
saying,
see
in
what
general,
happens.
if they book it right, which they should, they
Which they don't.
They
They
haven't.
don't, not with the pay-per-view matches, but leading up to pay-per-view matches, they normally,
Leading
See,
up to
it-
it, they did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about the last pay-per-view match where they had him come up in the full Asuka gear, he had the mask.
Which was cool.
I saw his fingernails. I literally thought it was Nikki Cross about her debut because I
wish.
thought I
that
saw
would
the
have been
fingernails.
awesome.
But
And I
instead,
thought
See?
that's what it was.
Why the hell have
Instead, you got
Ellsworth? Why didn't you have Nikki Cross?
you got a James
Ellsworth.
Ellsworth wink.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
You guys
I
go-
just,
That
I, just,
alone.
I just wanted to say one thing before we get too far away from what Kyle said. And he said that he thinks that you said, I want to make sure that this is what you said. Ellsworth adds to the heel character of Carmella.
absolutely.
I do not agree with that
Why not?
at
I
all.
agree.
Why not?
Because I thought it was so good when Carmella would go in there and she would just like you said, she can't wrestle.
No.
And it was good that she could go in there and somehow win, and she would just sit there and scream at them.
Yeah.
And now she can't go in there and
But she
scream at
hasn't-
her opponents because all they're focused on is James Ellsworth the entire time. They're not focused on what she's doing in the ring.
Okay.
They're not focused on what she's doing as a competitor. They're focused on what her manager's doing outside of the ring.
Yeah.
It takes away from her character, in
It's
my
a
opinion.
sideshow.
I think
That's fair.
Yeah.
part of the point. That's part of what makes her so strong because she is the champion. She needs
Yeah,
to hold
right.
on to that title.
And
She has that person backing her up the entire time.
But
That's the only part that makes her
I
so
think it's a
strong.
fair point that they do focus on him too much. A manager should not take away. They need to add to the
Yes.
wrestler. So
Don't
I
take
do
away
do
from
understand
the
that
main.
they're
Tom's
booking
also
that.
been
I know.
raising his hand first.
I know. I wanted to make my point real quick. Go ahead.
You're
Tom.
good.
Kind of building off what you said
Yeah.
and what you said about, yes, it adds to the heel, but it also takes a lot
Yes.
away. It makes it, strong heel to, you're just a goof with a goof.
She's
And
yeah.
if we're trying to push this whole women's revolution thing, stop adding James Ellsworth as like this comedic relief
Right.
in the way
Who
of
needs to
everything.
carry this woman.
Yeah,
Is
because
basically.
it's stupid.
Yeah, James Ellsworth was the first Miss
But
Money
they-
in the Bank.
But they make
Like-
him right now though. Right now,
So dumb.
Okay, forget his first run. Like I know that's hard, but forget his first run in WWE. This current run, they're making him what he was in the Indies. He is a misogynistic dude, but he's terrible. Like he can't wrestle. Like if they had him fight AJ Styles right now, it would not be close.
He beat him 3 times.
I know. I'm saying like
He beat him. Hang on.
Asuka-
No, we're going back to this. Kyle.
Josh, I said forget about
Kyle?
the
Yeah,
Josh.
he said forget about
He
the
beat him
first
3
one.
times.
He did say forget
I
about
said
the
forget
first
about
one.
the first
But you know what I can't forget?
Is the fact that he beat AJ Styles 3 times?
No, that it's Dean Ambrose and an Ottawa Senators.
Dude!
I'm just saying the
I'm
character
wearing a
that they
shirt.
have him running now, it elevates the women more than the great. Like,
What?
yes,
I agree.
Yes,
What
because the
anno-
women are beating up on this dude.
What
I
annoys
suppose,
what
but-
annoys me, I'm sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, no, you're
like
good.
what
Go
annoys
ahead.
me the most is like that there was like a little video package that they had, and it was Ellsworth saying it's like, drink it in, ladies, I'm here, like something like that. Which is first off,
Fake confidence.
I get what
It's
his I get what his like you
His
know
gimmick
what
is.
his gimmick is. Well, yada yada yada. But the thing is, it's like when you're looking at the women's division, you see Ellsworth a part of the women's division.
Almost, yeah.
When in reality, you have so many women that could be actually in that spot
Okay.
instead of James Ellsworth.
So many women. Their lumberjack match on SmackDown consisted of 8 women on
Okay.
the outside of the ring.
Though I'm not
is
actually
a
talking
weak-
about
I'm
like
just saying.
I'm not saying
Okay.
like there was 50
weak
women,
di- it's a
but do
weak
you get what I'm
division.
saying? Instead of focusing on a guy in a
They're not
women's
focusing
division,
on a guy.
they're starting to.
No,
Can
but
I-
they're not. They're not.
You can't
Interject
say
real quick?
He is
Carmella
Carmella.
without James.
Thinking of
Did you
James
also
Ellsworth.
see what happened after this match? Carmella left without Ellsworth, and then
Yeah.
Asuka beat up Ellsworth.
So you were looking at Ellsworth
no,
instead of
she
the
was
champ.
still no. You were looking.
That's what
at,
you were looking at.
You were looking at Carmella leaving, and then you were looking at Asuka dominating.
Here's why I don't care about that. She made him a human dog.
Tom, disregard the
okay,
first.
Tuesday,
okay.
though, he's going to show up
One
at
more
her
thing.
side, and it's going to be fine.
One last thing for my argument as to why James Ellsworth takes away from Carmella's heel character.
Yes.
I think if you bring this guy in to back her up, like you said, it makes her more of a heel. You have this guy behind her. I don't think it makes her more of a heel. One, it makes her look way weaker. If she was already winning in.
Which
I remember
is terrible.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. I could have sworn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought when we watched these pay-per-views after Carmella won the title, we were feeling the Carmella as champion. We were feeling that.
As far as
Everyone
I know.
was
But
feeling
she's a
it.
heel champion.
I know, but what I'm
won her
saying.
title on pay-per-view. No.
But what I'm saying is the matches with Carmella, throughout the time when Carmella was champion, we were enjoying that. We were when she was by
She's
herself.
entertaining.
wanted Carmella cash in.
She's entertaining,
Exactly.
We wanted
but I
her to
don't.
cash in.
She can't win matches clean without interference.
She didn't. Yeah,
She did.
exactly.
She beat Charlotte clean.
Okay, but still, Kyle, what I'm saying is that if you want your champion to look strong, don't put somebody with her that helps her, like, with interferences to win the matches. Because then, if she's a heel who
I
is
don't think that
supposed to win by
they don't want her
interference,
to look strong.
why wouldn't they want your? Why would you not want
she's
your
a
champion?
champion.
Charlotte, why would you make her
She's
weaker
a
afterwards?
champion that is doing whatever it takes to keep the belt.
Okay, and she was doing that by herself, so why bring
But
somebody
it
else
looked
in?
bad when she was doing it by herself.
But I was just talking about this. We
did
all
look
enjoyed
bad.
it. We
I
all
would
enjoyed
prefer
it.
Carmella doing this by herself any day
I disagree.
over putting that no-chin looking son of a bitch back into WWE.
Okay,
I
The second that he
personally
took that
like
mask
James
off,
Ellsworth.
I disagree. We're done with this.
bottom line, yeah.
You guys
James
don't like
Ellsworth
my
shouldn't be here.
opinion?
We're going on.
We just
I
have
like
a lot of
what he
matches
adds.
to cover
We're
still.
40
what
minutes
he
in and
adds.
we've covered 5
I'm
matches.
just giving you shit.
Alright, next
We can
match.
cut that part out
Jeff
later.
Hardy defended his United States Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Let me say something.
Let's-
Unless you
Wow,
want to
okay.
say something.
Yeah,
about
I
this
was-
match.
yeah,
Go ahead.
we'll
Go
get
ahead.
into
Go
it.
ahead.
We'll get into it.
Six.
This
My
match
thing isn't even about the match.
before, well, as the bell was ringing, the ref went to hand the timekeeper the belt, and Shinsuke low blow Jeff from behind.
Yes.
And then the ref was like, "Oh, what happened? Oh, Jeff, are you okay?" Jeff was like, "Yeah, I'll fight because I'm a babyface." And then literally, ding, ding, ding,
Precisely.
Kinshasa, 1, 2, 3, new United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura. I think this was perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
I said this. I'll go quick. I said this on the podcast on Friday. Shinsuke needed to dominate Jeff Hardy because Jeff Hardy can afford it, and Shinsuke needs to be he needs to regain the heat.
Yeah.
And I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle, and then Josh.
I said this before, and I want to say it again, live on air. This 2 or 3, 4-minute segment, Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy, was the best part of this entire pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Hands down, the best segment, part, match, whatever you want to call it. It was the best part of the pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Until it was ruined by Randy Orton.
I completely actually forgot
I'm not
about
gonna
that.
lie, I forgot about that. So
it
real
was not
quick-
ruined by that.
Real quick after the match, Shinsuke was celebrating, and then Randy Orton's music hit. He made his return to WWE. He came out, and Shinsuke, being the heel, kind of backed away. Was like, I don't want to fight you. He stood on the announcer table. Randy went into the ring, grabbed Jeff Hardy, and stomped him in his groin.
Yes.
And
And
then
then left.
Precisely.
So
Right in the
it's a
cooter.
Randy Orton heel turn, which is weird because Shinsuke's a heel, and it feels like they set something up there.
But it also feels like they didn't.
But exactly.
Yeah, it's
It almost feels like a forced return for Orton. Why not just do that on SmackDown?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. So let's forget about Orton.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about Orton.
I wish
don't
we
want
could
to.
forget about Orton.
Josh,
This
go ahead
was
and talk about
this
it.
was my thing. It really doesn't have much to do with the match, because it was 8 seconds. We really don't need to go 6 seconds.
Yeah.
We're not going to go
Yeah.
deep into this.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
be real. How are we feeling about Jeff's face paint gimmick?
It was.
I think it's pretty
I
cool.
love it.
Yeah.
It feels
good.
good.
I loved
Are
it
you
in
sure?
TNA. Yeah, it's great.
I want
Yeah.
it. I want it in everyday
It adds
life.
a little
Color
bit- it adds a
context.
little
It's-
flair
yeah,
to
I
it,
like
yeah.
it a lot.
Yeah.
Because I like, but
John's
like,
got it, so.
have you ever listened he was on Talk is Jericho, Chris Jericho's podcast.
Great
It was
podcast.
him and Dean Ambrose. It was their first time meeting. Great podcast. If you're listening, I recommend it.
After you finish listening to this one.
After you finish,
Pause this one.
If you
listen
got
to
this
that.
far.
after you finish listening to First Round KO, go take a look at Talk is Jericho on the Talk is Jericho network. Anyways, no, he was talking about his time in TNA.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Wishing for one.
Yeah.
Wishing
Hey,
for
Chris, you listening?
someone's
Love you.
Pat McAfee, notice me.
Hashtag notice me pack.
No, he was talking about that, and he was talking about how in depth his brother gets into his gimmick, his woken broken gimmick,
It's awesome.
and he's like, yeah, because he has this weird art where that one day they were talking about how he does his lawn,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I just noticed one day that I was doing a weird pattern, and then I have my little drone, and we took it up, and we're like, wow.
That's
It looks pretty
super
cool.
It does look
And
cool.
so I started
They
doing
showed
it
it
on my
during
face,
the
and I'm like,
first-
that's awesome. And
The
he's
final
getting into it.
deletion, I think it was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first compound match
Mhm.
in
Yep.
TNA. It
And
looked
they're,
really
he was
cool.
super funny. He's like, how do you, and they came up and they're like, how do you feel if we destroy it? And he's like, yeah, okay, I guess,
Yeah, Tom, you got something to say about the match?
So basically, we kind of talked about it in the last podcast. It was if he didn't win this, there was nowhere he could really go.
Yeah.
So I think having him win was perfect. Having him win the way he did was even more perfect.
yeah.
So this way he can keep up with the
Absolutely,
heel
yeah.
gimmick and gain some more heat. So I just think everything about this was done as it should have been.
Yep. Quick match, quick segment. On to the next one.
Good.
The next match was a steel cage match
Oh,
between
yes.
Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. This match was very contested, actually. They did a very good job of actually having Kevin Owens get some heel shots in, but it ended when Kevin Owens first handcuffed Strowman to the ropes and then tried to escape. Strowman broke out of the handcuffs.
After Kevin Owens had taunted him.
Yes,
a little bit.
Kevin Owens should have just escaped. He taunted him way too long.
We were just sitting there,
Um,
he's getting out.
Yeah, he's the cocky heel. Yeah, it has that. But then they both end up at the top of the cage. Braun Strowman has KO by the throat, throws him off of the cage into the announcer's table. KO wins by escaping the cage.
And the ending to this match shows me that Braun Strowman does not care what the ending of his matches are.
Right.
He
When
just
he
wants-
when he
yeah.
gets to the title, he's gonna win the title, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what it takes to get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
When he gets to that title, he's gonna take the title, and that's gonna be it.
It's gonna be
And that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you
That's
guys
all he cares about.
feel about the build to this feud? Because there's literally not a single reason that Braun Strowman is beating up Kevin Owens and would rather throw him off the cage than win the match.
Oh well.
Throw him through the
You
table.
you
that
don't care?
Shane
Yeah.
McMahon
I
type
wanna-
spot.
Like, I get that.
That's just Braun Strowman's
But why
character.
not build Kevin doing something to Braun to
Well-
ignite a flame in him to want to just
During-
beat the
I
crap?
think
during-
just the whole
Was it the Money in the
whole
Bank?
thing is
Yeah.
just the Money in the Bank.
I think
During Money in the Bank, Kevin was kind of the ringleader of everyone. Was like,
Yeah.
get him,
do this,
get
do
him,
this,
get
do
him, get him,
this.
get him,
Right,
get him, get him,
everybody's
and then like.
orchestrating
Well,
everybody.
I understand that, but Braun saw that.
And
He
then
was like,
Braun got
"You're
his-
getting everything."
Braun
out
got
of me."
his payback during the match when he threw him off the ladder.
But he wasn't done. You see that all the time. It's like I'm not.
Right, that's not-
It's
I-
literally his
not
character.
finished with you.
He just screamed, "I am not finished
I don't
with
think
you."
that's enough. Tom, real
Like,
quick.
Yeah.
You say it's tactics, but if you weren't the guy that was on the other side of one guy getting 8 guys to try and beat your ass, you wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
Because it's
I'm a
tactics.
big dude.
Oh, you're being
I'm the
smart
big-
right now.
Yeah.
I respect you for getting everyone to kick my ass.
Yes. I'm the favorite to win the match. You guys are being smart by ganging up on me. Absolutely.
Like that wouldn't make you angry?
No.
All right, so if
It's
I led
tactics.
all 5 of us to beat the shit out of
So
you
if
after this
all of
podcast,
us
you'd be like,
beat the hell
that's
out of you,
tactics.
you'd be like, man,
Yeah,
you guys got me.
You guys are
Josh,
smart about it.
Josh.
You would be pissed if I slapped you right now.
Okay, here's my thing.
But I'm not.
I think it was fine.
It was a match they're supposed to be fighting.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
If you guys just randomly beat me up right now, of course I would be mad. Josh.
I think it was fine that like Braun just threw him off instead of winning.
Yeah.
Because that is his character.
Yeah.
Because when you think about Braun Strowman, you don't think about how great of a tactical wrestler he is.
Yeah.
You think about him beating the shit out of anybody he's up against, and that's all he cares about because he's Braun Strowman. That's all it is destruction, chaos, and he got the job done. He was like, I'm gonna beat the shit out
This
of you.
feud was still entertaining.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah.
I didn't like it.
No,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah, for
asking
sure.
you
The
guys.
Portaloo, fantastic.
What was your question again? I just want to, like, what was your actual
Oh,
question?
like, do you care that there's not a reason that he, or do you see that as the reason?
I think that's the reason,
Okay.
and I
that's
think
the
that,
and I think
that was my reason.
I want
Personally, to
Yeah.
me, that's not enough.
I
Like,
wanna
I
get-
don't think that there's a reason for. I don't think that's.
I think, but like, wouldn't you agree though that like
Also,
that's
they
his gimmick,
never
though, like-
they also never highlighted that as a reason.
I want to.
That's the other thing that gets
That's
me. They're not like,
fair.
oh, Kevin tried to gang up on him, so that
Right.
so now
Yeah.
he's mad. They
Right.
literally were just Braun Strowman's
Yeah.
attacking Kevin Owens.
They
So,
skipped
but-
over the
yeah.
Sami Zayn part.
that too,
Basically, because they could have just kind of intertwined that.
Yeah.
It would have
It
made
sucks that he
more
got hurt,
sense.
yeah.
It would have made more sense as
maybe
Braun
maybe
Strowman
that was
going
the
after
plan
them.
too.
Ooh,
I mean,
maybe, yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
I mean, I want to build off what you were saying is because like that Braun Strowman that seems to be his thing. Like he's gonna do whatever it takes to get to the title. And like you said,
Like, this
like
match
why would he
doesn't
win?
matter.
It doesn't
Right.
matter. He
Okay.
he
Yeah,
wants
okay.
to cause as much destruction as he possibly can.
Yeah.
And by throwing Kevin Owens off the top of a steel cage through the announce table,
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty destructive.
That's fair
And
enough,
and the thing
Absolutely.
is he's gonna go around and intimidate people until he wants to cash in the Money in the Bank. And he doesn't. And I really think this result is the first of many. I think he's going to go into these matches and lose all of them by like DQ or
I hope.
something. And he doesn't care because he has the Money in the Bank. I think
it's-
that's the thing. Is
and it's
he?
not gonna make
he's
him
gonna
look any
do
weaker.
exactly. He's gonna do whatever he wants. He's gonna beat the living crap out of
Because
people.
he's Braun Strowman.
And then eventually he's gonna be like, you know what? I want to cash in. And then he's gonna cash in and he's gonna be the champion.
And I hope he carries that throughout the entire summer.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire Braun Strowman,
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar
Holds
feud,
it for a long
feud
time.
whether they
Tom, real quick, and then
pushing in the Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar
Yes.
thing, whatever they push in.
Slightly off topic, but like I disagree with the all summer thing. So this whole thing about Raw tomorrow is that Brock's got to show up,
Yeah.
or he's vacant.
Right.
So Brock shows up.
Have Strowman cash in tomorrow night.
Thank you.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And we'll-
I know.
Okay,
I
but see,
here's the thing.
the thing is,
Never
Don't give
gonna
him a
happen.
choice. Oh, I love
Here's
it.
the thing.
Oh, yeah.
We all love it. Never
never gonna happen.
He's gonna show up in 5 minutes and be like,
yeah.
I picked James Ellsworth, and like walk away, and then like
Dude,
Like,
if we
for
can
one-
have Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of James Ellsworth.
for SummerSlam, your main event, you're okay with that? I'm
Yes!
See, and I hope
Snap his neck.
one last
What
thing
next?
about what Duncan was saying.
not. Oh wait, no.
How
my
Duncan
bad.
was saying that I hope. What do you mean? Like, what do you hope gets carried through the summer? Like,
His title reign.
Just title reign
Just the title
in
reign.
general.
If he's gonna continue being like I am like the top name.
When
like,
he
if
wins
you
it,
want
he
fight
needs
me,
to win. He needs to hold it for a while.
what I'm thinking is after he wins the title, he continues to do what he just did to Kevin Owens. He just continues to lose by
lose his-
DQ,
Yeah.
and he'll never lose the title. He'll just be the
Straight up
champion.
lost
Yep.
this match.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If he did this with the title,
But what I'm
Kevin
saying,
would
that's
be-
what,
I see-
if
I
it was
see.
a title match, is what I'm
Right.
saying. If he gets the
I see.
title, but okay, what I'm
most
saying,
losing
I
is
see
the
what you're saying.
champion.
Win
if
by
it was a
DQ.
title,
I'm
winning by
champion,
DQ.
and I've lost every match I've been in.
Win by DQ.
That's what I'm saying. He would win every match by DQ.
I mean,
and then
I-
when it gets to the point
here's the
when you
thing.
want to end, well, he would retain the title through a disqualification.
I
That's
would-
what I'm saying.
I would love the whole like I've lost every match I've been in, but I'm still the champ more than what we have now.
Yeah.
Where I've
Well,
I've
Where you
see,
haven't
and then
defended
even
it, like,
okay,
10
and then
times.
my end to this feud, when you want to take the title off Braun, when you want to take it off of him at the end of his reign, literally put him in a no DQ match. Then he loses the title because he can't beat someone without
I agree.
like that's
Or
the
put
way
him in
to
a
do
steel
it.
cage match
Yeah.
and have him throw them off the top.
Yeah.
That
So,
Finn
the
Balor
next-
finally win.
The next match was Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, defending their WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Team Hell No.
Wasn't good. Next match.
I agree. So I'll just recap it real quick.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's an
so
accurate point.
earlier in the night, the Bludgeon Brothers beat up Kane and Brian. So then they set up the angle. We all looked at each other and said, they're going to come out hurt, and that's the reason they lose. That's exactly what happened. Kane came out late. Brian came out and was fending off the two for a while, and then he got in trouble. Kane came out with a walking boot on and kind of got a decent hot tag, as much as a hot tag Kane can have.
Knoxville, that is your man.
Yeah, and then the Bludgeon Brothers just took advantage of the injuries and won.
And the match ended just like that. There was
Tom, real quick.
All I'm gonna say is, as much as a hot take Kane can have, Brothers of Destruction, my dude.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Just saying, he can do it.
Could do it.
It's like the obsession with.
He could.
Here's the
He
thing.
can't anymore.
It's like don't get me wrong.
You try to
love
go to town.
Undertaker.
Okay,
stop
retire.
it. Love love
So,
Undertaker. Stop
this
it.
whole
Same with
Daniel
Kane.
Bryan,
Yeah.
this is all a nostalgia trip.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all it's going
For
to
sure.
Yes.
The next match, I'm sure you guys are going to love this one even more. The next match was a singles match, no stipulation, no number one contender, nothing. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns.
Wasn't good. Next match.
Okay.
No, let's
It was
actually talk about this
decent.
for a second.
Yeah.
Because
I
this
didn't
actually could be
Match of
a
the year?
contender
Me too.
match. I think, in
I
my
th-
mind,
I would have liked it
in
better
most
if it
people's
was.
mind, it was a contenders match.
Yeah.
Yes, Tom.
In my point of view, it's a turning point.
Yes.
Roman lost clean in the match to a spear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Because
Yeah,
usually he's
right?
the guy that eats
True.
5 finishers and goes, I punched you in the face, bitch, and wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like,
What was
this
the
is
thing
a
when he
huge turning point.
I
that, like,
honestly, I agree.
maybe
Bitch.
we're, like, realizing, all right, we've tried this for
We pushed
6-ish
Roman for
years.
yeah.
nobody really likes him. We're going to pump the brakes on him.
I
So
mean-
I
So we have
don't.
a couple options with this.
I
Do
don't-
they
yeah.
just throw Roman in and just say, okay, he's going to lose this match?
No.
Brock versus
No.
Roman?
He loses a number one contenders match. Here's what I'm thinking. They have him keep losing a couple big matches like this. He loses to Strowman. He loses to Bobby again.
Yep.
He loses to a couple people. Balor maybe. Have him lose to a couple more people. Constable Corbin. Have him keep losing. And then have him turn heel. I mean, that's honestly, don't give up on Roman. He has potential.
Have him be a jobber that comes out to break up fights.
Yes.
Yeah,
But anyway, yeah. Okay.
Josh.
Josh had something.
Rebuild his character.
What did you want to say,
Yeah,
Josh?
what did you want to say?
What do you want to say?
Did you have
Oh.
something?
He doesn't remember.
Wow, you were so
forgot.
pissy about
Yeah,
it 2
yeah,
seconds
it's-
ago.
Anyway, I mean,
Yeah, I was
if you
gonna
want to say it, yeah.
I was gonna say I thought this match was pretty good.
It was decent.
In all honesty,
I was surprised.
as much as were expecting from a Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns match,
Yes.
this was good.
And
I
Bobby,
mean,
you expect
Bobby
a
can
few
be
minutes.
good.
yeah,
Bobby
expect
can
5
be
or
good.
6
They've
minutes.
just,
but it was 15.
They've-
It was 14 something.
Yes, 14 to
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's 15 minutes.
What was
Bobby
that, the
can be
second
good.
longest match of the night?
If they would have built Bobby better than that fucking Sami Zayn
Yeah.
feud, if they would have built him anything better than that, Bobby can be good. He's a dominating dude. He's a big dude. He can be good. He can be main event on Raw. Like, I absolutely think he can.
And I think he might.
Yeah, TNA Bobby Lashley
Like,
was so good.
I think this may be a point of like where he might start doing that.
I hope so.
Like
I
he just
really
beat
do.
Roman Reigns
Exactly.
clean with Roman's
That's
finisher.
huge.
After being in a
Like-
match that nobody
Yeah.
cared about, into boom, I just like beat your big dog clean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the crowd actually seemed really excited.
Yeah.
After it, they showed
Yeah.
the crowd, and a lot of people stood
Well,
up and was like, oh!
Because Roman lost
Woo!
for once. That's
Exactly.
why. This I remember my point that I was going to make earlier.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about the same dude that ate like what 5 F5s from John Cena, 2 spears, and then he wins.
John Cena doesn't do an F5.
What is
Brock
it?
Lesnar.
That's okay.
Oh, you're talking about the AAs, the attitude adjustment.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
He's
It
talking
was
about
letters
John
and
Cena.
numbers.
He said the wrong.
I said the
thing.
wrong
John
move.
Cena.
Fucking sue me.
Brock
Cena.
Yeah, yeah. It was like no mercy. He ate 5 of those, and he's like spear.
And that was it.
Five attitude adjustments?
It was 5 because we
He
talked
did,
about
he
this for
did
like
eat
20
five.
minutes.
He did eat
I mean,
five.
okay, he also took.
I remember
Well,
we
he
were-
got pinned on the 7th one, but
Who
he
was
ate
it that was
6
like
at
six
F5,
F5s.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah. After they had a big thing of like, no, we're just kicked out of an F5 in
And then
like
they
25
kicked
years.
6 times.
And he kicked out of it 6
I remember.
So yeah, this match was decent.
2.
It was good. It was good.
He takes one shoulder to the gut, and he's like, oh.
All right, yeah. I honestly think they now build to Lashley versus Brock.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Fine.
it.
I'm
I-
down.
So as long as
Better than
As
better
long
than
as
what,
Brock doesn't
third?
walk out of
Brock
SummerSlam.
drops the
Yeah.
title, whatever the situation is, whether it's interference and he drops it to Lashley, whether it's Roman coming in and he drops it to Lashley, whatever it is, he needs to get rid of the belt because him hanging on to it just drags the entire product down. Raw, SmackDown shows that he's not on. It brings the entire thing down.
I think it more than like everything. I think it brings the value of that belt down. Like
absolutely,
I don't respect
100%.
that belt at all.
If it was the WWE Championship, it would be different because that's an established belt. This is a brand new belt that had no meaning to it.
It's like lower than the IC or the
Tom, or Zach and Tom, and then we're gonna move on.
So, quick question for everyone: who would you rather have win the title first, Braun or have Bobby go after it? Because which one would happen?
I would have
first?
Lashley win and then Braun cash in.
Yeah.
Bobby.
I would have Bobby
I
cash.
don't want to say anything.
Bobby.
I don't know.
I would have Bobby win and then Braun cash in because then you can carry
I
that
said
feud
yeah.
without Lesnar.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I would. Yeah.
but hypothetically, like, not a cash in, like, straight up, one of them has to be the champion.
Feud,
I would
Yeah.
want.
Here's
I would
what I
want
think would
Braun.
be-
I would want Braun right now because
Yeah.
he's over. He's built better. He has a character.
That's what I was
Stronger.
gonna say.
Lashley needs to be built more.
I think here's what I would want in like a perfect world. Bobby wins at SummerSlam. Braun, and then like Braun just cashes it.
Yeah.
But like,
Perfect world. Yeah. Give him the title.
Could happen.
okay,
Tom.
Tom.
Okay, so you kind of said that you disagree that it brought SmackDown like down as a
Yeah.
product.
Why would Brock be gone from
Because
Raw?
your other main title belt is gone. So all the pressure then falls onto your B show, main champion. Because that's the biggest championship that's out right there.
I feel like AJ's been delivering.
But it's a lot of pressure on him. And then so the second he has a match that isn't that great,
Everyone's like, oh, WWE's trash.
Name the last match that AJ had that wasn't that great.
tonight wasn't too fantastic.
We didn't see half of it. Kyle turned off the PS4.
That was very
Apparently that light
accurate.
switch turns off the outlet. Yeah.
It's decent.
Apparently.
That's
We
hilarious.
didn't see it.
But it's just, and then the whole Shinsuke thing, where like Shinsuke tried 3 times and lost 3 times. It's like
I don't think that Lesnar is affecting SmackDown at all.
well,
I
does
can
it-
see- I can see an argument
I
for
think
it.
he makes
I can see an
argument.
SmackDown better.
I can see an argument for it, but
Yeah, we
that's
gotta-
another.
we
topic.
gotta
I don't think he's bringing it down. He's making it like more entertaining because there's the fighting champ. You know?
right side, he's
That's my point.
he's making NXT look hella good.
NXT doesn't need any
The next
help
match
with that.
was an Extreme Rules match for the WWE
Finally.
Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss defending her championship against Nia Jax in a rematch clause. Alexa-
Monstrosity.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know.
Another short match.
I
Another
missed a
short
lot of
match.
Yeah,
It was like
cut-
lagging.
It
so-
cut out a
match.
lot.
It was seven and a half minutes. So Mickey James was in Alexa's corner. Natalia was in Nia's corner. They both interfered,
Wait,
and then
what?
Ronda was just sitting
Talia was there.
ringside.
Yes.
And Ronda interfered, and our feed cut out a couple times, so we didn't see everything. But all of a sudden, Ronda's in the ring. She's beating up Mickey James, and then she's chasing Alexa Bliss, and then
I honestly think
She
the
got, like,
only thing
knocked out or something like
I want to
that.
say the only thing that really made this an Extreme Rules match was the interferences. I mean there might have been a little bit
There were
of
so many
kendo
weapons.
sticks.
there was two
Oh,
trash
no, there's
cans,
trash
four-
cans.
two trash cans, 4
Okay, but-
chairs, kendo sticks.
But
they
how
were, like,
much were
really
those
used.
utilized?
Very much actually.
Not to the
feel
point.
like
I
didn't
don't
watch this
remember
match.
this
They were
even happening.
the most
She got
utilized.
slammed. She got slammed into.
I
one of
remember
the-
that.
She got slammed into the trash can. She used the lid to beat up Nia a lot. She used the kendo stick to beat up Nia. She used the chair to beat up Nia.
The most I think
And then
that
she
they
used
were
another,
used
the other trash can to beat up Nia.
was in the opening of the match when like Mickey James was just handing it to Alexa and like Nia's like I'm gonna throw it in the ring and just kept tossing everything like just hit her
That was
with it
dumb.
for
That
God's
was
sake.
dumb. That was dumb.
That would have been.
But no,
10
they were.
times better.
They were used.
I
It
just-
also
I
didn't
just don't
look
think
good.
to the best of what they could have
It
done.
also
Yeah.
just didn't look good because.
Well,
Yeah.
and
the women
that's what
aren't
I'm saying
trained
is
to
I
use
feel
them.
like the women, like the interferences, I feel like that was the difference maker
yes,
in the
absolutely.
match,
Oh,
which is
100%.
and it was like that
Real
happened
smooth
like
style.
Great
that
audio.
happened halfway into the match too, and it was like the entire second half of the match was interfered with,
Yes.
and it
100%.
and
It looked
I don't
like a
even,
fatal
how did the
five-way.
ending happen? I don't really remember.
I honestly couldn't tell you. Alexa and Mickey ended up double teaming Nia.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah, like they hit her with a chair. They put the chair down. Alexa hit her DDT onto a chair.
Okay.
And then pinned
A
Nia.
botched
That makes
DDT,
sense.
probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So.
Nia
Nia's
has
just
been
not
really
good.
back
She-
and forth.
Because
Nia-
Alexa Bliss
the
cannot
baby
hit a
face.
fucking DDT for
She
the life
really
of her.
can't. I don't
So
know why they
I don't
make her
know
do
why
it.
that's her
I don't
finisher.
know why they make her do it.
And they
Just
could have
give her
even
the
twisted
Twisted
Bliss.
Bliss
Alexa
is so
Bliss.
good.
Nia
it?
has been so back and forth with the
Yeah.
It's
DDT,
literally just
being
her
able to hit
spinning
it,
in the
and
air.
then, oh,
So, it's
that's
something
really
off the top
terrible.
rope.
You
That's
can't
true.
get a
Yeah.
DDT.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's better than the
Exactly.
DDT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Next
I
one.
just have her fake break her arm every match. You know.
This match was a
This is
filler
disgusting.
on the road to a Ronda Rousey feud with
Which is
with-
disgusting.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when it comes up. AJ Styles defended his WWE Championship in a no stipulation match at Extreme Rules against Rusev.
Yeah.
Happy Rusev Day,
Happy
guys.
Rusev
Happy Rusev Day,
No
guys.
Lana. She did not come out to ringside at all.
Yeah, a lot of
She
people
was-
thought that maybe she would come out or like Aiden would cost him or something.
It makes sense that she
Yeah.
didn't come out because I feel like if she would have came out for the match, that could have really diluted the whole thing.
Yes.
If she
Yeah.
would have came out and really like played a huge part in everything, it would have.
It would have been almost a
This
James
was-
Ellsworth
yeah,
kind of scenario.
This was
Exactly,
textbook.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This was textbook face versus a heel with a manager. The manager interfered every once in a while, didn't take away from the match.
Mhm.
It was perfect. It was a big dude versus a little dude, but not the feud wasn't built on I'm big and you're small.
Yes.
It was
It
built
was
on
built around
it's
the
Rusev
championship,
Day, and I want
because
it.
I'm big, I can beat you up.
Yeah, and I'm
And
going
it-
to tear
your
your
title-
house down.
I'm
It
gonna
and-
take
was
your title
it
from
was
you.
good. Like we said,
That's
that we
good.
cut out
Yeah.
or most of this match was cut out. I accidentally turned off the PlayStation.
It's fine. We forgive you.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
But from what I
Sometimes
saw,
you
this
forget
was a
that you
decent
turned
match.
things on.
Yeah.
This was honestly one of Rusev's better matches for sure.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Because he had matches with what Kalisto, Cena,
He had a
Roman,
match
I
with
think.
Randy Orton at SummerSlam that
Sheamus.
was about 8 seconds long.
Yeah.
He got completely
yeah.
buried in
And
that
so
match.
like none of those matches you hear and go, oh, that was a
That was
4-star
good,
match.
yeah.
No,
He
but
fought
AJ
Undertaker.
Styles, you're gonna get a good match out of that.
Yeah.
For sure. So
It also helps that Rusev is just so.
Oh,
over.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back after my vacation. I'm gonna go back and rewatch this pay per view to rewatch these matches, specifically that match,
Yeah.
because I'm very interested to see how it actually was. But I'm everyone. What happened was very expected by everyone. AJ retained.
Yeah.
Still looks strong,
He looked good.
and
the most part.
Rusev looks better.
Of course.
I'm hoping that this is actually like a roadway for Rusev to actually get something. I know he's over,
Mm-hmm.
but being over and actually
Doesn't
given like
mean anything,
opportunities are two completely different
Like
things.
Finn
It's
Balor.
like yeah,
Like,
Finn
yeah.
Balor. People like Finn Balor.
I will say.
Doesn't mean that he's gonna get
I think
shit.
I can honestly say every single one of us in this room loves Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Every
I
single
want
one
to
of
see
us.
him with a title. I don't give a shit
The
on which
only
one is
thing
it. Give him the
I've-
cruiserweight title. I
come
don't
to-
care.
I've only soured on him because of management and booking.
Yeah.
Because they just haven't done anything with him.
Bring
So like I
back
still
the
like
demon.
him. He's still
I miss
fantastic.
Literally bring back the demon.
The
That's
demon's been on the
all
main
you need to
roster
do.
once.
That's literally what you need to do.
Okay.
Like,
So the final match of this pay per view,
Which did not feel like the final.
which
match.
you said that and like it really didn't feel like a main
none of
event.
them.
It was only
matches
really the
felt
length.
like.
And
that made
it might have
feel even
been
similar to a main event.
yeah, it might have been because it was the IC belt. I don't know.
I don't think so though, because we have seen such good matches with the IC belt in the
Yeah.
last few
Pre-show.
pay-per-views.
I thought this match
especially.
was really good.
I
I
didn't think it was
enjoyed it.
bad, but
Oh,
I
okay.
thought it was just like it didn't live up to the main event. Is
Do you
what
wanna
I'm
know,
thinking.
You want to
Yeah.
know why? Because the main events that we're used to seeing over the past year has been like Roman. And so this is like a change. So it's not like necessarily that it was like worse than a Roman match because
I just
that's really
realized-
hard to do. But like it was just a big change from having the big dog fighting
Yeah.
another big guy,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
two really good wrestlers
Yeah.
actually fighting over
I
something.
just realized I didn't say what match this is. So this was Dolph Ziggler defending his Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins in a 30-minute Iron Man match with Drew McIntyre.
Easily been match of the night.
Oh,
If-
absolutely.
If they really planned it out, it really could have easily been match of the night. Back and
think it-
forth.
I think it
with
probably
all-
was.
I think it
they're
still was.
both good.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot better.
Yes.
Still, it could have been a 5-star match. Honestly, if they. But I think it was booked nice. They, you know, Seth got the early 3-0 lead.
He did,
And
which
then-
was interesting.
and then
the
the-
3-0 lead.
Right.
Yeah.
Better than like anything else, not just
Yeah.
3-1.
And then
3-0
because
lead.
McIntyre interfered,
Yeah.
giving him that third pinfall. But then because McIntyre interfered so much.
Just McAfee.
McAfee's just always on my mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because McIntyre interfered, Ziggler got 4 pinfalls actually, right in a row to take a 4-3 lead, and then they tied, and then they went into sudden death after Seth missed the pin at the last second, and then
Literally last second.
and then
kicked out from ringside.
and in overtime, or in sudden death, Drew came back after being kicked out, interfered. Seth got him off of the ring apron, but then Dolph just hit a zigzag,
Hit a
1, 2, 3.
Beautiful
So
zigzag.
15
very,
seconds.
it was a
sudden
very
death.
well planned out spot. 100%.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a very good spot.
Which I don't
It's
mind.
just a weird way to end a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't mind the match just planned out. Like,
Yeah.
you can
Top.
tell
Yeah.
that the ending of the match was
Yeah.
planned.
Absolutely.
That final seconds was
Yeah.
planned
Top.
out.
So I said weak a while ago, and I just want to say it was weak because it was only a 30-minute match.
Yeah.
This match started around like 9:10.
That's what I
You
did
could
I
easily
turn to
have
you
an
and say
hour.
that? So yeah, so like the problem that I had with this match, Seth Rollins earlier this year was in a match on Monday Night Raw for over an hour.
Yeah.
So now we're supposed to believe that within a 30-minute span, because he didn't
He's gonna
get
get
pinned in that
gassed,
he didn't
yeah.
get pinned in that hour. We're supposed to believe that he's gonna get pinned 4 times in
In a
half hour,
Yeah.
and get tired and not be able to finish that.
Right.
I just it's hard to buy
Yeah.
because he's the Iron Man of the WWE right now.
Yes.
I just wanted to like continue something.
Yeah, no, keep going.
So like, could have been a 60-minute match.
yes.
Yeah.
Because
For
this
sure.
was a relatively short
It was-
pay-per-view.
they had
Lots
time.
of short matches.
They had time for
You
it.
would think with the lots of short matches, tied, end the match, Kurt Angle comes out, we don't want to end in a draw. Perfect opportunity to be like 30 more minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking amazing.
Yes. I was saying that as it was happening. I said add 30
So
more
it's like
minutes.
30 more minutes, make it a
But
they
full-fledged
added-
one.
They
You
added
called
15 more
Kiss
seconds.
called
Well,
it.
no, I didn't call it necessarily. I said I wish if it ended up in a tie that they would have sudden death.
Yes.
I was just saying,
You did
like,
say
I
that,
wish
yeah.
that was the way the match worked. But then that is how it ended up working.
Continue.
And then
Shit.
I want to follow something disappointing with something cool.
Yes.
So there was a lot of good things in this match, lots of pinfalls, lots of really
Which
fast
was good. A
pinfalls.
change of pace for
Really
Iron Man
cool
matches.
kind of shout out to like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels there,
With
which
the-
is cool but not
Yes.
cool because make Dolph his own person, and I
He's-
think that's
he's Shawn
really
Michaels.
what he wants at this point.
He's Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
But he got put in the sharpshooter, all that stuff, and like the call out close to the end of the Iron Man match. It was just something really cool about it. However, as cool as the pinfalls were, a lot of them happened early on, and then the match dragged on for like another 20 minutes. You can't expect anyone to believe, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be
Got
full
so
of
many
energy,
pinfalls.
allow myself to get pinned this many times, and then when I'm tired, I'm able to kick out of
out.
the Falcon Arrows.
Kicked out of the Falcon Arrow.
Falcon
Kicked
Arrow.
out of the Dolph kicked out of the Kingslayer knee.
Yeah.
Let's be real. The only reason,
And
Like
and
how-
they-
to me,
and they
it
could've
appeared
gone.
that the only reason that Dolph Ziggler won this match, which I mean,
Was
it's probably
Drew McIntyre.
it probably appeared to all of us, Drew McIntyre.
Absolutely.
Like,
Well, absolutely.
yeah,
and that's the
but
point. That's
literally
the point of Drew
3
McIntyre.
out of the
Yes.
4 pinfalls that Dolph got, Drew.
Okay, that
The
is-
point I'm trying to make
Stupid
is
as fuck.
don't make a high number of pinfalls and have most of them be roll-ups.
Yeah.
Or
If
be
you're gonna
early in
make
the
it,
match.
if you're gonna make it that,
Have 1
Hi.
or 2 pinfalls, but if you have 4 pinfalls in the match,
You gotta spread
Just-
them out a little more.
if you have
Yeah.
8 total and then 9 with the sudden death one, just
Or was
keep
7.
racking the numbers up and then don't have people kick out of the big
Yeah,
moves.
that's my thing. I'll get to.
No,
oh,
no,
you're
I
right.
didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
was just
My
stressing.
thing, yeah, like
It would have
you
been-
can't have so many
Sorry.
early pinfalls. Have 3 pinfalls, and then 10 minutes later be kicking out of big moves because that doesn't make any sense. You already got pinned. Another big move should put
Yeah.
you away for another
Yeah.
3 count.
I don't
That
know,
makes
like
no
DDT.
sense. Have them trade more pins right there.
He kicked out of
have,
stuff.
have the Falcon Arrow pin him, and then have Dolph pin him off of a famouser.
I'm just saying,
Put
like,
over more moves.
exactly, but like he kicked out of the big moves ahead, which is cool. It's like, oh, I'm in the lead, I need to defend my title. But then he got tied up on a roll-up.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point, I don't really believe the desperation, like kickouts because we're tied, because then he should just go on the offensive and get the lead back.
Right.
Yeah.
But if he had the lead and he was going in there and then he started kicking out of the stuff, he was like, oh, he's doing everything to keep that title on him.
Yeah.
I would have bought it.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, this match was good.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
it could have been a lot
Not
better.
I think
the
the ending.
5 stars.
I think
I was
honestly,
expecting.
It was the
honestly,
ending.
the ending could have been better.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was decent.
don't get me wrong. The last actual thing that finished the match
The
was
closing
cool,
sequence,
but
yes.
they very well could have had a
another
good
30.
2 or 3 minutes of them wrestling.
If they, okay,
and then
hypothetically-
Drew comes out, and then that happens.
Hypothetically, if Kurt would have came out and said, okay, another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They
I
do
would've
another
shit
30
my
minutes.
pants.
And then they're still tied after those 30 minutes, and then they do sudden death, and then that spot? You think that
I
changes?
think
Yes.
what
I
I
think
think should have.
satisfied with it,
I
just
think so.
because
Yeah.
of the fact that he came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna add this 30 minutes."
Yes.
We would have been like, "Oh, they're adding
yeah.
so much. Like they're
Yeah.
taking this over. They're completely changing this dynamic of the
Yeah.
match."
And
And then that
I'm
spot,
sorry.
the cool spot at the
Go
end,
ahead, go
I
ahead.
think would have
Oh,
gone
so-
over
yeah.
more.
Yes.
Just going off this hypothetical,
Yeah.
I would have been okay with it, but what I really would have preferred was add the other 30, have a clear winner,
Yeah,
and end the
that's,
feud.
That's what I'm saying. And that is,
I don't think
unless,
the
do you
feud's
have
the
anything else to say about that?
Kyle kind of mentioned, like,
Yeah.
he kind of let it do it already. You don't think the feud's ending, but, like, going into this thing, this back and forth already happening. He's gotten his rematch clause
Yeah.
already. And then they had the whole long matches. Drew's getting involved. Have a clean winner for this.
guess.
Because now that Drew's involved
I mean-
in the end, we have to sit through one more match
Okay,
where it's
but
like,
that's-
I'd rather be seeing where things could progress.
That's considered a clean heel win, though.
Yeah.
Like
Like
this could end the feud. It could.
It could,
I don't think
but
it will,
it
but
won't.
it could.
In my that finish, I would have enjoyed this finish. I would have enjoyed it even more if, like you said, it
Yeah.
went to the 30 minutes,
Yeah.
extra 30 minutes. That is. But I wouldn't have. I still don't like that finish coming in sudden death. I think if that finish happens, it should be. Oh my gosh, there's 15 seconds left. What's happening? Drew McIntyre runs out, and then Seth does the knee. There's like 7 seconds left on the clock.
Sure.
Dolph hits the zigzag and then pins him, and that's
like
the end
that.
of the match.
I like that a
Just
lot.
at the last second,
Yep.
he gets it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Instead of it being in sudden death where there's no time limit at all. I think just when matches like this come down to the last second, it's so much more entertaining.
Absolutely.
Because it's the suspense, and you're like, oh my gosh, is this
What
actually
I
happening?
thought they were gonna kind of go with that last second.
Yeah.
You know, Dolph Ziggler gets that last second pinfall, whether it's off a roll up or a zigzag. You know, Drew McIntyre is there. Whether it's off a
I'm Drew
pinfall
McIntyre.
or is off of a regular pinfall, whatever it is, like he gives him that last pinfall
Yeah.
for the last
to
couple
win,
seconds. I think it would have really added to
The
whatever the ending was. Whether they add that last 30 minutes, they make him keep going, or they say Dolph Ziggler's the champion,
Yes.
give him the belt.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. So, overall consensus on the pay-per-view.
I'm mad about it. Hashtag mad about it.
Mad about it.
Segment on the show, hashtag mad about
I
it.
don't know if I'm mad about it. I don't
I-
know if I'm mad about it.
I'm mad about the majority of it, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm, like I said at the beginning, I'm mad at the number of short matches. I don't mind short matches, but when there's so many of them, that's a
If
bad
you
look.
had to rate this pay-per-view out of 10,
Yeah, I was
I was about to
And
get there.
This is wrestling. We rate things out of 5.
5 stars.
Alright,
5
five
stars.
I was going to grade it, like, give it a letter grade.
What would you
That
give
too.
it?
You can do that
I
too.
would have gave it a C minus.
I was
See,
gonna
I
say.
give it a C because I've seen
Well,
worse.
72%.
I have sat
Yes,
through
yes.
worse for bigger
See,
named
That's the other
pay-per-views.
thing. Like,
WrestleMania.
based on, I'm gonna go
This
with
last
3 out of 5.
WrestleMania.
I would say C+.
3 stars.
I would say C+.
I'd say about. I think I would give it a 3
I
star.
give it a 3
I
stars.
think I would give
because
it a-
based on
It's
expectations of past.
I would give it a
pay-per-views.
2 or a 3 because I've just come to expect that WWE is just gonna give trash and we're just gonna
I
accept
was
it
gonna
at this
say
point.
2.5, but then looking back at the pay-per-views that we've had this year, this was pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at everything
3 or
as a
a
whole.
C, if we're giving it a letter.
Yeah.
C minus because not a C plus because there's been worse, but there's been a lot better, and there really wasn't much substance to this pay per view.
Yeah.
It could have been a Monday Night Raw with title matches, and I'd
Yeah.
been like, okay.
Yeah, that's.
That is true. It could have been.
Like
a
I
Monday
said
Night
during the
Raw.
main event, there was a point where like it zoomed in on Seth's face after Dolph was out of the ring, and I
commercial break.
swear to God, I thought it was going to be a commercial break
Yeah.
because that's where it would have
fair.
been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt that too.
That makes sense.
My rating for this
Next
pay per
on
view.
Raw.
I am going to give this pay per view a light 6, a
Light 6.
3, a 3 stars, whatever C, a C minus, I would say probably. I just like I was saying, I think the best. There's only really 2 very good parts of this pay per view.
What time did it start again?
5.
6.
The pre-show started at 5.
Yeah,
The actual show started at
We got an hour
6.
pre-show, 4
6.
hours
Yeah.
for the whole main card.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Which I'm
About the
fine
time
with
of a
having a
Monday Night
4-hour
Yeah, I mean,
pay-per-view.
like I was saying, the only 2 parts of this pay per view that I was genuinely excited about, and I thought were genuinely good, were the Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy segment,
Great.
and probably the main event. Even though I was not super happy with it, it was a good match, and I mean it was good. But other than that, I was honestly this pay-per-view was very underwhelming.
I also like the new format of WWE pay-per-views where they have not great matches at the beginning of the show and save all their better matches towards the end.
I think it
instead
helps
of having a co-main event to start off the show.
It helps. It helps for sure. Having the IC title match is like second to last, or even main event, like it was.
Because you can have fun matches like the B team winning to start off the show, and then save your better matches: AJ Styles, Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax. That kind of.
It was just so.
Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns. You can save that stuff for the end.
So refreshing to just see like.
Roman
First
Bliss.
off, yeah, that, but also to not see Roman in the end.
Win.
That's the reason why I'm
That's
giving.
the
That's
thing,
the
I got to
reason.
watch that.
Main
It
reason
wasn't
why
the main
I
event,
like.
didn't have to leave.
Main reason why I gave this pay-per-view like a 3 instead of like a 2 is because it's like it was just refreshing because there were things that haven't happened before,
Yeah.
like
That's the thing with
Roman
Bobby
losing.
Lashley.
That's never happened before, actually. Really.
Whether it's you add like, oh, Bobby Lashley's gonna challenge for the Universal title at SummerSlam. Whether that's where they go with it or they just end it here, like it's different than what they've kind of been going with. Yeah. Even if it's just a tiny bit different.
Yeah, it's different.
It adds just a little bit.
Yeah,
for sure. It adds a little bit.
Absolutely. Right. So yeah, that was Extreme Rules. Thank you, New Bullet Shield Day Club, for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Congrats to Duncan on being the new WTC champion. 6 times.
6 times.
Tom, thank you again for coming on. Always a pleasure.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm sure we'll get all these guys on again eventually. Also, fun news coming out about First Round KO later in this week. Stay tuned. Thank you everyone for listening. This podcast is available on SoundCloud and YouTube. Just search First Round KO. Subscribe, leave me a comment. Follow me on Twitter, Olsen2K18. Anyone else want to shout out Twitter or anything?
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at Josh Bangas. That is JoshBangaz.
Follow me on Twitter at Zachary Raceman.
Nice.
You know where I'm at.
At Tom first, the Owen Thomas is 0.
Ooh.
You already got mine.
All of these will be in the description.
Yeah.
I'll put some Twitters in the
You're
in
damn
the,
right
in
they
the
will be.
descriptions.
I'm on
So-
Twitter right now.
So, remember, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Go shoot your shot. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Play my fucking music.
Sitting on the dock, and I'ma reel it in. Begging, please, don't make me feel this again. Things are getting eerie like the lake that's down in Michigan. Had a good year, kinda tired, where the Michelin. At the finish line, go get the checkered flag. Take a couple more shots, that's extended mag. I don't mean to brag, you smell the scented bag. I pull up solo at the function, I'm a tennis stag. Stone cold bachelor, acid rapping chancellor. Couple years an amateur, but never had a chance for ya. You see me as a challenge demand.